We welcome you courtside for another edition of CYM Undiscovered. Today, it's RU taking on UP. Game is powered by our good friends over at CYM UL Matchball. Let's get you the starting lineups for RU: Johnson, Daniels, Stefai, Munoz, Mitchell. For UP, Coleman, Madison, Turner, McCougal, and Anusiam. Rich Quinones courtside. We are so happy and thrilled you are with us this afternoon. Should be a dandy. Get a chance to look at some very young players for both these teams respectively. It's always incredible to watch the maturation process, and a quick deuce coming back the other way by UP. They get on the board first, 2-0. RU wants to really get that ball in motion, swinging, and make the right pass. Daniels for three, count it. 3-2, RU up on top early on in this first quarter. And I would suspect RU is going to try to press a little more today. Nice little floater. Anusiam, 4-3, UP. A little pressure. Stefai can't drill it. UP comes down with it, and they want to get it across the timeline. That's a good entry pass. There's going to be contact. It's a 4-3 contest early on in the first quarter. DeAndre Madison goes to the line, 27 years of age, Jamestown Jackals of the BSL. 6'2" guard. So early substitution for RU. Coach Crowder going to the bench. A.J. Owens, 26-year-old, comes into the floor. 6-3, UP up by 3. Early stages, first quarter. They'll swing it one more time. Thought about dishing it to Munoz. Daniels off balance. That doesn't drop. That's a tough rebound. They'll pull it out one more time. Johnson has it. Back over to Daniels. To Munoz now. Owens thought about it. Picks up the dribble. He can't convert. Long stretch pass. Using his body brilliantly with that left hand underneath the basket on the reverse is Madison. 4 quick points. 8-3. UP. Johnson flashed for a moment. Little loose change. Fortuitous. They try to go back inside, and they'll turn over. Nope. Check that. Late whistle. Call on the floor. Mitchell backing up. Wants it. Turnaround J. Count it. Soft touch. TJ Mitchell, Thompson U product, 24 years of age, using that 6'6" frame, drops home a bucket. Madison wants that matchup as well, drew the double, loses it, Coffin corner. That knocks home for a 3 ball. I think that might have been Coleman. 11-5, UP up on top. Turnover going the other way. They've got some numbers. Little hesitation. Thought about the 3. Pulls it back in. Wanted to penetrate. Daniels has it right now. Under 6:13 to go in this first quarter. Another shot off balance. That's a tough one. Foul line extended. I believe that's Mitchell again. 4 quick points in this first frame. 11-7. 6:20 to go in this first quarter. That's a good look. They can't convert, though. Anusiam penetrated, dropped it off, and they can't get the finish. Still 4-point cushion, UP. Little overly aggressive right there with the pressure on the ball. Jonathan Daniels drew the contact. And Anusiam picked up the foul. 5:31 to go. Opening quarter. All the way back out to Munoz. Catch and shoot. Drops home. Daniels. Good look. Clean look at the basket. 11-10. That's a strong move to the tin by CM, and Mac's going to go to the line for 2. Christian McCougal, 31 years of age. Texas Southern product for 2. Texas Southern, they've sprouted out some very good players back in the day. Benny Swan, 6'8" power forward. High draft pick of the Celtics. He won a chip in the late 50s. Luke Jackson as well, all-star with the Philadelphia squads back in the day. I know a lot of people look at Texas Southern as a football powerhouse many moons ago, but as I mentioned, not a bad little line of some hoopers and guys that have had some success in the NBA over the years. 13-10, three-point cushion, UP. Three-point shot is going to be paramount for RU as this game progresses. And as we mentioned it, a little short on that one. They're going to get some good looks because of the guard play and the spacing on the floor. Turnover. They've got some numbers. They want to push it. Euro step and a converge right there, and a good defensive effort in the lane, just disrupting that shot just enough. As always, special thanks to the sponsors of today's telecast and broadcast: Sophia Sweet Treats, Cryo Copal, Burn Fat, Gain Energy, Live Better, Charity Chiropractic, Walmart, the TBL, and of course, CoServe Charitable Foundations. 3:44 to go in this opening frame. 13-10 three-point lead for UP, and they'll try to work it inside. Will RU. Nice shot, baby hook. Henry Stafai drew the double, positioned himself, knocked home little baby hook with the right hand. Three doesn't fall. RU again. They want to get up and push it. They've got some numbers. Oh, that's a good pass. Transitional bucket. Daniels ran the floor brilliantly and a good look. 14-13. RU up by 1. A little out of control right there. Madison, and another opportunity, a jailbreak with some numbers. Easy. Oh, he missed it. The bunny right there. Oh, my goodness. That's going to drive head coach Crowder absolutely batty with the bunny miss. And McCoggle can't convert on the other end. So the first couple minutes, a clean game, right? A very clean game early on. The first 5 or 6 minutes. Getting a little sloppy right now in this first quarter. 2:13 to go in the first. 15-14 lead. Both teams need to settle down a little bit. Go back to the bread and butter. Working inside. Mitchell, they'll drop it off. Now they'll swing it and skip it. Back over to Daniels. Long three. That's off the mark. A little short. Ricochet's out of bounds. UP will take it under their own basket. So I talked a little bit about the guard play. RU pretty guard heavy with some of these young players. Johnson, Daniels. You know, Mitchell's 6'6", listed as a guard. A.J. Owens coming off the bench. I suspect he'll get some good minutes today as well. And that's the smart basketball play. Johnson could have pulled up. Foul line, decided, let me go inside. 16-15, RU up by 1. $1:35 to go in this first quarter. Google tried to set the screen, and he does. Tough shot off balance and gets it to drop. Turner. Richard Turner, 28-year-old. Daniels again. He'll drop it off. And that's a good hustle play. Gets it back over to Mitchell. Swings it one more time. Owens can't knock it down. 55 seconds ago. 17-16. Little shake and bake by Coleman. Wait for the double. Not needed. And Christian trying to bang the glass. That doesn't fall. And that's something to watch. Some of these missed bunnies can prove costly as this game progresses. 25 seconds ago, Daniels wants to slow it down for RU, pulls it back out. Now they'll work it right inside. Tough shot off the glass. Doesn't get the bounce. Comes out, but the idea was there. The execution wasn't. Turner coast to coast. Count it! Hoop and harm. Richard Turner going right down the boulevard in the lane. Drawing the contact, he goes to the line. Looking for the three-point play. Strong end to finish the first quarter for UP, Undiscovered Purple. And they'll take a 4-point lead after one. Gives us time to always recognize our sponsors as well. Cryo Copel, Burn Fat, Gain Energy, Live Better, Toretti Chiropractic, Walmart, Sophia's Sweet Treats, TBL. As I already mentioned, CoServe Charitable Foundations. UP now moving right to left. They lead it 2016, early stages of the second quarter. Mitchell might have gotten away with a travel, but nonetheless put it on the floor with the left hand. Gave him a little benefit of the doubt. But that's a strong move. I like the athleticism. 24-year-old. He's going to have a hand in this one. Two-man game. Long three. Owens has it. They want to get out and run. Strong move. The clear out was there. Daniels finished. Over to Madison now. Directing traffic. See if they go inside. Nope. Listen, RU will allow UP to settle for that shot. Little miscommunication there. Owens streaking down the floor, had his head up and made the right pass. Stefai just couldn't handle it. That's a unforced turnover right there. Munoz checks back in for RU. Number 5, 19 years of age. Got to be careful right there for the ticky-tack foul. And Owens a little overly aggressive on the ball. Knotted up at 20 apiece early on in the second quarter. Rich Quinones courtside. CYM. These guys do a phenomenal job. It's one of our games of the week. As always, get social with us. Follow us on Instagram. Also, please visit the website, creatingyoungminds.org, IG at CYM Basketball. Knotted up at 20 piece, only stolen away. Shot clock winding down. They got to get going. Owens now might have to force a shot. They'll skip it one more time. Daniels thinking about the tree. Munoz trying to clear out. Johnson barks for it. He wants it. That's going to be a tough off-balance three by Daniels. That doesn't fall. Good defensive possession by UP. They want to get out and run. A bucket will give them the lead. Knotted up at 20 apiece. A little too much ISO ball right now for UP. I understand what they're trying to do. Look, they're the bigger team. They got to figure out a way to work it inside. And let's bullet point highlight number 0 in red. Sam Hudgens, 14 years of age. And this is one of the reasons you got to love CYM. Now, look, that's going to be a mismatch. You know, a teen against a smaller teen, a man, a boy, right? But I love the fact that, you know, we're going to get these 14, 15, 16 years out there. Let them bang with 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds. Get their feet wet. Munoz has it. Looking for the clear out. Picks up the dribble. They tried to go back inside again. Last couple possessions, careless basketball by RU. And just like that, UP trying to take advantage of it. Little 6-0 burst after they were knotted up at 20 apiece. Munoz thought about the three, wants to pull back. Mitchell wants it, and he takes it. 24-22. A little more on-the-ball pressure, and once again, that's a good job. These guards know exactly how to break down that pressure, and they're very, very instinctive, and they go right down to the lane. They go to the basket. If anything, they're going to try to draw the contact. Turnover one more time, RU. A lot of unforced errors, and an easy jailbreak with the left hand. Madison again with another bucket. So the on-the-ball pressure, a little disruptive right now. Owens, long three, opposite end. That doesn't fall. I thought maybe they would swing it one more time to Munoz in the coffin corner. They did not. Entry pass off the trailer. Good defense right there. Munoz getting back on the ball. Chicago's going to check back in. They're going to get some big bodies out there for UP. Turner checks out. Anusium checks back in. And some fresh bodies as well for RU. Mitchell back in the contest. They got to figure out a way to body up Christian. He's using that big frame, as we see right there. Just can't convert with the left hand. And they give it right back, and an easy lay-in coming back the other end. So the game's all about runs and spurt. 8-2 spurt, 6-point cushion for UP. Under 4:13 to go in the second quarter before we hit the locker room. They'll draw the double. Skip it one more time. That's the second time right now. Stefai, it seemed as though he picks up the dribble a little too early, almost shuffled, and it looks like they're going to call a jump ball here. Now, obviously, he's got the advantage being 6'8". Kobe Green checks in for UP for the first time, 28 years of age, 6'3". What you want to do now is try to back tap it. They did, but in the hands of Undiscovered Purple. Stop and pop. That doesn't drop. And that's a good bucket. Slows down and stops the bleeding a little bit. Transitional buckets will be key as long as, RU's just got to be a little more judicious with the basketball. 28-24, but UP's done a good job of just breaking through that press and getting through traffic. And you just see the guards right now taking over the game, and you're getting second chance opportunities and points, i.e. Christian going back to the line for 2. Very young roster for both teams. You got young kids in their teens. You got some 20-year-olds, mid-20s. Raw talent. Sometimes that raw talent just needs to be molded a little bit. Right now, no one seems to want to put it in the ocean. 28-24. You're going to see some adjustments going into the locker room by RU. I think they need to face guard a little more. Pressure, trap. Munoz, long three. And there's your jailbreak opportunity off the miss. And then once again, an easy lay-in. So there's been about 3 of those thus far, turned into 6 quick points. Transitional buckets, 30-24. UP up by 6. Under 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. And Johnson picked up the dribble. He needs a little help. Munoz gets it. Back over to Johnson. They got to get going offensively. Got to get this shot off. Mitchell forced a shot. Defensively, excellent job by UP. And this is what happens when the guards are indecisive. You have to get in your offensive sets early. And they have to, these young kids, sometimes they're not as vocal as they should be. They got to bark out the signals when they're walking the ball up the floor. You got to have your teammates hear you. You got to be very decisive. Be that alpha dog in male. Reverse with the left hand. That doesn't drop. But a fortuitous bounce one more time. Madison home to clean it up. It's an 8-point lead right now, and RU's got to watch. You don't want this to get out of hand when under 2:30 to go in this second quarter, down 8 already. Got to keep it within striking distance and make that run in the second quarter, or the second half, I should say. Another turnover. And another jailbreak opportunity. Anusiam shielded his body, and now it's a 10-point lead, the largest for UP. A little bit of a run here, closing in this second quarter. $12-point lead. Offensively, RU's got to get something going. (36-24), minute 9 to go in this second quarter. RU's got some work cut out for them going into the locker room. They love to get a bucket or two, 2-for-1 exchange if they can. They got to go quick, though. Daniels thought about it. Long three. That's off the mark by Mitchell. Not the shot you want there. UP's got an opportunity to extend this lead, and they can't. Under 40 to go. Daniels trying to work it inside, able to do that. It's a crafty little move using that left hand to hook. That's kind of a veteran move when the defender's on you and you just use that left hand and shield yourself and wrap around with the spin move. But it is the call on the floor. And the bucket should not count, should still sit at a 10-point lead right now. But we'll get clarity. Good defense. Saw that double. They convert the right way. Owens. That drops home. Needed that one. A.J. Owens with the left hand. Knocks down the trifecta. So that stops the bleeding. 36-28. Madison has it. Puts it on the floor. Crossover. Picks up the dribble. See if they go inside. They don't. Hesitation. And a good look. Well, little two-man game right there. Excellent job by UP getting that bucket late. It's a 10-point lead right now, 38-28. And that, for all intents and purposes, is how the second quarter is going to end. Halftime. RU's got some work to do. They got to dig down deep at the break. They trail it 38-28. We take a look at some information from our good friends over at Creating Young Minds. Their new facility is going to be built on Dobbs Road, Corinth, Texas. Take a look at the front entry to the classrooms, basketball court, and the weight room. They got a gorgeous walkway to the basketball floor, the store, and offices. Look at that view. Basketball court from the weight room. Get that workout in, hit the court. Another view of the basketball court from inside. A lot of time, effort, and resources put into this venture. And it's all for these young athletes, these young kids. View of the facility from the left side. Of course, if you want to learn more about this venture, creatingyoungminds.org. CYM using basketball to help change young men's lives and help teach them valuable lessons, not only on the floor, but in the game of life. At CYM Basketball on IG, the ability to impact even more lives locally, and that they are doing. If you want to be part of something huge, just let us know. All right, we get set for the third quarter. UP was able to push the pace, get some opportunistic buckets off of turnovers, and they lead it by 10, 38-28. Rich Quinones courtside, UP moving left to right. See a little more pressing by RU perhaps coming out of the gate. They got to turn the ball over and certainly knock down their looks. And basketball is all about runs, and it's all about second half adjustments. See how it plays out in the second half. Early stages, third quarter, a little shake and bake, using a body, trying to bang and get inside. Second effort doesn't drop from Madison. And RU can draw first blood in this third quarter. They'll skip it. Tough shot off balance with the left hand. Owens couldn't really set on that one. It's off the mark. Foul line. So UP 0 for 2 to start things off in the third quarter. See if RU can take advantage of it. Daniels over to Munoz. Got to get Munoz and Johnson in a little bit of a rhythm. Tough pass inside. You want to be a little more diligent with that pass and a little more assertive. Put a little juice on it. That's a tough turnover by Munoz. Again, especially when you got those bigger defenders, you got to whip it in there. You know, tendency of them to try to go downstairs and steal it away, you're going to draw that foul. You see right there, perfect example. UP, they whipped it around quickly. 3-ball coming back. That doesn't drop from Madison. Undiscovered purple, 0 for 3 from the floor to start things off in this third quarter. So, a little cold. Coffin corner. Munoz atoning for the turnover. Count the 3. That'll get the confidence going for the 19-year-old. 38-31. UP up by 7 early stages of this third frame. But that's something to monitor and watch. The three-point shot, it was not falling in that first half for RU. They'll double and converge. Here's a 3 opportunity for UP. That doesn't drop as well. A little short on that one. And a ticky-tack foul. Johnson, Daniels, Owens. Watch how they play in the second half. You know, the dribble drive, attacking the tin, looking for that spacing. You got to show to your teammate. You got to show to the guard once they pick up the rock. Talk a little bit about that movement. That's a nice looking shot. Little soft touch. I believe that was Mitchell. I'll clarify in a moment. I want to correct myself. I think it might have been Stefai. But nonetheless, he and Mitchell doing a real good job. Right around 6-7 feet, and that was Mitchell. Right around the basket, 6-7 feet out. Elbow jumper, very soft touch. So TJ Mitchell, certainly a player to watch. Thompson U product. Getting a little more of the flow of the offense. It was a 10-point cushion, down to 5, 38-33, under 6:42 to go. Stop and pop, foul line. Count that one. That's a tough look. And a nice take by Madison. So the Jamestown Jackal asserting himself. There's your kick out, Coffin corner. Owens, catch and shoot. Hasn't dropped just yet, but that shot's going to be there. 40-33. Munoz. Here's that press we talked about. They tried to get that trap going. Easily broken. Little unselfish right there. I think maybe too unselfish. To turn over, and RU's kind take advantage of it. And they do. Silky smooth. Jalen Johnson, 18 years of age, playing big. Clean look, knocked it home. Now they'll press. It's a 4-point deficit right now for RU. And you see that pressure is starting to disrupt the flow of the offense of UP. You can't give these guards a head of steam going down the floor. You just can't. Anusium. He's got a nice touch as well. elevates. Nice form. 3 ball. And Mitchell just out hustling. Again, Mitchell out hustling. Little floater with the right hand. TJ Mitchell just out working UP right now. Earning and getting a nice bucket for RU. They were down 10. It's a 4-point lead right now, 42-38. Well, how about that? With the baby hook with the right hand. Anything you can do, I can do better. I believe that was Madison. That's where you don't want to get trapped right there. And that's where you have to have your teammates kind of bail you out. And they're letting them play a little bit right now. And again, those bunnies, you got to be able to capitalize on that. Got to show a little food to the rabbit. Owens with the left hand. There's a 3-ball opportunity again. Coffin corner. Fortuitous bounce. And it drops home. So what was once a 10-point... Oh, like a thief in the night through the back door. Owens with the left hand. And cashes in with the layup. It was a 10-point deficit. Now it's cut down all the way to 1, 44-43. Nice little run here by RU in this third quarter of action. And UP's got to come up with some answers. Coach Crowder going right back to the bench. He wants one more of his bigs out there. Stefai. And why not? 6'8" frame. Get him out there on the floor. The 19-year-old. Match him up with Mitchell. So the adjustment, pressure the ball. And the spacing on the floor is allowing these guards to do what they do best. Penetrate, kick, dish. And then you just got to knock down your shots. That 3 was not falling in the first and second quarter. It's starting to fall now in the third quarter for RU. Just love how these bigs are clogging up the middle and disrupting the shots. 44-43. Bucket here gives RU the lead. Munoz in rhythm. Drops home another 3. So Jahil Santos Munoz. And a turnover coming back the other end. Reminiscence of what we saw moments ago. Owens coming off the bench, really asserting himself. And how about this? 48-44. Coach Stepter wants to talk about it for UP. Frustrated, barking at his players right now. Hey, special thanks to the sponsors. Cryo Copel, Sophia Sweet Treats, Toretti Chiropractic, Walmart, Co-Serve Charitable Foundations, and, of course, the TBL. Rich Quinones courtside. CYM UL matchup of the week. RU Red Undiscovered taking on UP Undiscovered Purple. It's been a tale of 3 quarters thus far. And right now, RU owning the third quarter. They trailed this one going into the locker room 38-28. As we talked about, it's all about runs in the game of hoops. And the pressure and the defense, turnovers, transitional buckets, and their shooting has been there. And finally it drops for the big man, working very hard underneath the rim. Daniels, hot hand is Munoz right now. And we'll swing it over. Owens. Oh, that's a good entry pass. Great look inside. Owens to Daniels. Soft touch with the left hand. Back to the basket. 50-47. Little stutter step stagger and explodes right to the rack. That doesn't drop. 3 will tie it. 2 gets him within 1. Thought about it. Picks up the dribble behind the back. Long 3. Numbers right now for RU. Munoz looking for that trailer. 3 attempt. Oh, no. Good look inside. And it wasn't the prettiest of finishes, but that's a fantastic look. Unselfish. That is the smart basketball play. and you feed the big man. 52-47, almost stolen away one more time. RU was down 10. Now they lead it by 5. What a third quarter. Another opportunity, 3-on-1. And all New CM can do is foul there. Frustration starting to settle in for UP. And again, the adjustments that were made in the third quarter, an explosive run by RU right now. Down 10, they outscore UP in this third quarter, and they really do it decisively. 27-9. They'll take a little breathing room in the league into the fourth quarter. So a tale thus far of 2 halves. You saw that third quarter, shots were falling, a little more energy and juice by RU, and they lead it by 7. Monumental swing courtesy of the 3-ball. Hey, once again, Sophia's Sweet Treats, Cryo Copal, Charetti Chiropractic, Walmart, the TBL, CoServe Charitable Foundations. Appreciate all your support for today's telecast and broadcast. Rich Quinones courtside, 3 in the books. Quarter to play with. RU moving right to left in their red unis. UP had a 10-point lead, 38-28 at the half, but it's been the 3-ball for RU, and it continues in the third quarter. Cool them off. Daniels with another trifecta. It's a 10-point lead right now. See a little miscommunication, uncertainty by UP, and you see a lot of momentum and confidence building with RU, and the guards have done a lot of damage. The bench very, very productive with Owens, and also the bigs just bringing their lunch pail to work. Daniels catch and shoot. That doesn't drop. Still, the game is relatively close. It's a 10-point game. A lot of time for UP. They just need to be a little more diligent with their shot selection, and they went away from working the ball inside. Stop and pop. Soft jumper. Rattles around. That's another one that knocks home. It's a 12-point lead right now. Sometimes if you settle, you don't need to panic and you settle for too many jump shots. And what was working for them in the first half was going inside. Player down on the floor. So we'll keep it here for a moment. 59-47, 8.5 to go in this fourth quarter. They haven't been able to get back inside and really come up with any level of consistency, and also the adjustments. I think the fact that RU, younger squad, fresher legs, they started to press a little more, and they were just kind of like those summertime barbecue gnats at a picnic. They would not go away, and they were able to get some cheapy turnovers in the backcourt that led to very easy transitional buckets and easy bunnies and layups. They go back inside one more. See that double team, and you see the spacing on the floor. Tough move to the rim. And that's when we talk about making the right slide over. Weak side help. Is it needed? Do you have to double? Can you allow your teammate down on the low block to do his job? And that time, they went for the double, and RU is going to make them pay. 2 from the charity stripe. The first one is true. It's not a bad problem to have when you're guard heavy and you have very solid floor generals. 61-49. See, we talked a little bit of that face guard and that press right there. It just puts enough pressure. Just enough. That's a good job of breaking it, though. Coast to coast with the left hand. That is a gorgeous dribble drive by Turner. 10-point lead for RU. Daniels, they want to go back inside or kick it out. Not the shot you want right there, especially with the way your perimeter shooter's going from your guard play. And again, that harassing defense, trying to body up a little bit. And I think Mitchell's going to get called. A little too overly aggressive right there. 6.5 to go. And it's a 10-point cushion. So look, if anything, you get to the line, you start knocking down these shots. Obviously, you got the running clock. You got to start picking it up a little bit. You don't need the 3-point shot. Look underneath. And that's kind of been the story of the second half. But there's your hack right there, an opportunity for McCougal to go to the line for 2. And at that time, they took advantage of a 6'9" frame. He just, the bunnies right around the rim, the finishing, you like to see him go up a little stronger. He's had to work very hard for his buckets today. First one doesn't drop. Sits, 10-point cushion. But I like his game. He's very active around the rim. He'll back tap, do some dirty work. You like that hustle and grind. Second is true. 61-52. 9-point deficit right now for UP. They got to start being ball hawks and defend and body up. There's that double. See if they swing it one more time. Daniels wants it. He gets it. One more extra pass. Nope. Now they go back inside. Turn around. Jay. Doesn't fall. Hustle play. It's going to go back the other way. Looks like it was off the foot of RU, so UP's got to get going right now. Down 9 late in the fourth. I like Turner's game. Newseum can't drop it. He had 6 in that opening stanza, double digits, applied in the second half. They did a good job of adjusting and rotating and D'ing them up. Johnson now. See the motion? Old school offense. Daniels brings it back out. They'll reset. There's your spacing. Got to get going. Kick out. Corner. Count it. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Great ball movement right there by RU. 64-52. That might have been the dagger. It's a 12-point lead right now. 4:30 to go. Coleman wanted it. He flashed for a moment. That last possession was an absolute thing of beauty. Especially when every player on the floor touches the ball. As I mentioned, do not forget, get social with us on IG at CYM Basketball. Check us out online, creatingyoungminds.org, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, CYM TV. Rich Quinones courtside, under 4 to play in this fourth quarter. RU up 64-52, make that 66-52 over UP. They were down 10 heading into the locker room. The adjustments were made. They came out and they knocked down a lot of their shots. Ooh, speaking of knocking down, a little bank action on a Saturday afternoon. Why not? 66-52. But nonetheless, RU knocking down their threes. The guard play was there. The bigs did their job. They did not turn the basketball over. And here where we sit, Munoz couldn't wrap his hands around it. Green's going to check in for UP. Final moments of this one. RU well on their way to a win. So certainly a lot of talent on both these squads. You got some real good-looking young players, raw talent, but the skill is there. And as they mature, as they get more reps, they start to fill out a little more. Munoz now. They'll skip it one more time. The three has found a home in this second half for RU. 69-52, 17-point cushion, well on their way to the win, under 2 to go. But as I mentioned, these young men, they're going to get stronger, fill out. Owens right now, who's had a really nice game, coming off the bench early. And it's going to be fun to watch the maturation process and the progression of these players going forward. And that's what CYM is all about. As we mentioned, it's all about taking basketball, using basketball to help change young men's lives and help teach them and learn valuable lessons, not only on the floor, but off the floor. And that's what it's all about. 69-56, buck 58 to go, under 2 in this fourth quarter. And again, thanks to the sponsors today, making today's broadcast and telecast possible: Chiretti Chiropractic, Walmart, Cryo Copel, Sophia's Sweet Treats, CoServe Charitable Foundations, and the TBL. Final two, Rich Quinones courtside. Just honored, humbled, and excited to be part of what CYM is doing. Hope you enjoyed the telecast as much as we have enjoyed the broadcast. So the final moments in this one. So we sit 69-56. A little housekeeping from UP. And now it's opening up a little bit, the final 60-plus seconds. (71-58). Call on the floor. Good job by both coaches respectively. Coach Crowder for RU. Coach Stepter for UP. Does a really nice job. They've done camps over the summer, over the last 10 years. I think BYU camps. Assistant head coach, Arkansas Little Rock, I believe, had his coaching chops in the TBL. So both these coaches, not only molding these young men, but really giving back to the sport of basketball. 71-58, final seconds of this one. So I mentioned RU was down 10. Third quarter, they found success with the press and the three-point shot. And they turned that 10-point deficit into a 12-point lead. It ballooned up to about 13, and it sits right now 72-58. Looks like that's where we're going to end it with about a minute or so to go. So the largest lead has been 14. And we encourage everyone, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, CYM TV. Definitely follow us on Instagram at CYM Basketball. And please lock in the website, creatingyoungminds.org. You can certainly follow me on social media, IG and X, at RichQ on Q, TikTok, RichQ on the mic. This is I'm excited to be part of what CYM is doing and how they're growing. And they've got the right business plan and model. And, it's all coming from the heart. It's from a good place, a genuine place. And these kids are very fortunate to be part of what they're building. And, of course, they're also building CYM up as well. So it's a win-win situation. 73-58. Final seconds of this one. And one last time, again, special thanks to our sponsors: Sophia's Sweet Treats, Cryo Copel, Burn Fat, Gain Energy, Live Better, Chiretti Chiropractic, Walmart, the TBL, CoServe Charitable Foundations. So 30 seconds to go, fourth quarter. You can certainly highlight so many different players, but I also thought the energy of A.J. Owens off the bench, Munoz making right decisions, had a couple turnovers, but then atoned for it with a couple big threes, making the right basketball play. The two bigs as well. TJ, Mitchell did an outstanding job. Stefai, Daniels contributing. Johnson kind of being that floor general for RU. And then for UP, even early on, Anusiam, very productive. CM, Christian was active around the rim. Madison, Coleman, Turner, they all contributed. So a lot of talent. And they're imploring the young 14-year-old, get a shot off. Why not? Get the rock back over to him. Final seconds of this one, 75-60. It certainly looks like it'll be a 15-point win for RU. Well, it doesn't drop for the 14-year-old, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities going forward. 75-60 is the final. Rich Quinones, appreciate our entire crew of CYM. And as always, we'll talk to you next time, courtside. Final once again, 75-60, RU wins it.